Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, they're holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Hello, everybody. Chris was here earlier. I don't know if Chris is here. Oh, yeah. Definitely not the same type of censorship around here, Colette. I'm just joking. We really don't censor people. YouTube Daddy might, but we don't tend to. I hope everybody is doing well. You did? That's so sweet. Well, I hope there's some new people here. If you're new, hi, my name is Paisley. Some people call me Kitch. That sort of died. Kitchen Court Chats, that's the name. Hi, Tammy. How's your husband? Tammy's husband's been in and out of the hospital lately, so we like to check in. Courtney's here. Really good to see Courtney. I saw Vince was here with an eggplant. Love it. I would love to hear what you had for dinner. And if you didn't like what you had for dinner, go ahead and tell me what you wish you had for dinner. Vince has had too much starch. No such thing, says the girl who can eat baguettes for days, and then pasta, and then more pasta. I love starch. I love it. Potatoes, baby, Bev's here, yes, Beverly. Polkaroo's got a YouTube pillow, love it. Is that available in a merch store somewhere? One day I'll have merch. Actually, on that note, let's make a little announcement. We have Kate Crimson's back. I finished all my bacon. I gotta buy more. Some people do call me other things. But here's the thing. Oh, Mark, hello. Good reminding me. Okay, so two things. If all goes according to plan, Friday, I'm glad to hear that, Vince. Friday is going to be our 400th video on the channel, on the Chan. This Chan, of course. But you got two of my favorite things. So anyways, we're gonna have a bit of a 400 Friday party. It's gonna be great. All that means is that I have to, between tomorrow and Friday, do a live and post a video. And if I do that, then everything will be a-okay for 400 on Friday. That's pretty exciting. Oh, hold on. A pita sandwich stuffed with crab salad. Now, Canadian, does Wisconsin touch the ocean? I didn't think that it did. I think it touches, does it touch Canada? Anyways, questions. But imitation crab is very good. It's very good as well. 400 videos, Sherry. I've done 400 videos since I started this channel. I've actually done more, but I had to pull some down. So technically we are doing, oh, well, Bill, we'll do that on 420 videos too. You know me. Mostly for me though, that is actually just an amazing amount of what I'll call tenacity, follow through. Okay. All right, fair enough. Wisconsin touches Lake Michigan and a series of waterways to go to the Atlantic Ocean. So it's close-ish. It's okay to eat crab there. I mean, I live on an island where we can go crabbing. Like when I was a child, we would go crabbing. Like on the beach, you could walk out and get crabs. I'm sure that's been ruined by some sort of climate change or something, overpopulation, something like that. But yeah, so it is a lot of posting for videos. It is, oh, Minnesota and Michigan touch Canada. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm on the other part of Canada. I'm on a little island. I barely pay attention. I want to go to that, and I'm fucking down. Anyways, so yes, reminder that 400 episodes will be on Friday. Plus, I figured out a little hack, and I know that Cellulite Yoga Pants will do me a solid and post the links here. I have an Amazon wish list, and I have determined that shopping, aka adding something to my wish list, is almost as satisfactory as buying the item myself because the possibility of me getting it is there, but not always. I don't always get it, but I can put whatever I want on the list. So, if you want to keep up with my Amazon wish list, go check it out. I'm sure somebody will put in exclamation mark links. Chris Engelby knows. You've got me many things off my wish list, and I appreciate it so much. I recently, Mark reminded me, I put some sourdough baskets on the wish list. I went on a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a shopping trip. And again, like I said, I love an Amazon wish list because for me, living in Canada, first of all, I apologize immediately. It allows me to put things on the list that they won't ship to me. They know my address. Okay. But Christopher has told me multiple times, and other people have told me too, hey, I tried to send you this item that was on the list and it won't send because Canada. So if that happens, let me know. I'll try and find something else, but it's hard to know. I don't know why Amazon Daddy won't just fix that. Anyways, oh, full of shit, like full of shit today. Last thing is before we get started. Last thing before we first thing. I haven't eaten today. Anybody can tell? Yes. Um, Yesterday we had a very interesting docket, a great docket. With Judge LaFlamme. We are, I think, going to be implementing a Throwback Thursdays where I am going to go down the archive rabbit hole and we will be looking at Throwback Thursday episodes. And so tomorrow we are going to follow up with one of the cases that we saw yesterday. It was, pardon me, in fucking sane. Okay? Insanity. This this docket had parents swearing at their kids in front of the judge asking kids, do you want to live with your parents or go to foster care? I mean, mind blowing. So if you haven't yet watched yesterday's episode, I would recommend it. It's a wild ride. But the great news is that we have follow up for those cases, and I think we'll be doing it tomorrow. Our cross is here lurking. That's okay, girl. Guy, person. I don't know why I say girl. Purple, probably because I saw purple. Maybe you're a girl. I don't know. It's okay. Um, yeah, it was a bit of a, I mean, for court lovers, it was a good show. For the average person, it reminds me oh so much. Okay, last tangent, and then I swear to God, we're gonna get going. So it's first of all, Amazon Canada and Amazon US are connected. I have an Amazon.ca account, but the link in there should be like it's been successful. People have been able to buy me things, so I assume they're connected very closely. Um, but so for example, like Chris was able to send me coffee, a whole tin of coffee that I put on the list, which I put back on the list. But then like certain shirts won't come to me for some reason. It's very odd. It's very odd, the Amazon thing. Um, Thanks, Chris, as always. Whenever I was making coffee, I was like, "Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris." Um, okay, so what was I saying? Oh, I just forgot. Ooh. One of those moments that I forgot. I'll look back in the chat and see what I said. I said something to R Cross. I said lady, because I think it's because I read lady. Yeah, we usually get a lot of stuff from Amazon.com. What bothers me is that I don't like putting it on the like I don't like it that it allows me to put it on the list. It tells me how many days it'll take to ship to Canada. It knows my address, but then it says no. No, we will not. We will not do that. Shit, I can't remember what I was gonna say. It was a tangent. If somebody tells me, if somebody reminds me of it, I'll think of it later. Anyways, let's continue. We're gonna start with Braunlich. Vince, I get it. I get it. I used to fill out export declarations all the time.
I'm pretty good at that. I mean, I just want to make sure.
Codes for everything because I worked at a engineering company and I would ship computers all over the world. And there's a lot of components in computers and they all require lots of fucking harmonized sales. But I get it. What bothers me is that if I'm on the US Amazon or if I'm on my Amazon website and they know where it's shipping, they either shouldn't let me put on the list if it's not going to work, or you know what I mean? Like that's just the part that pisses me off. Oh, I used to be controlled goods certified for shipping controlled goods within the United States, specifically because I had to purchase a paint color that was a US military paint color. And they had to go through all of these, like, they needed my passport, they needed a bunch of different declarations in order for me to be able to order this paint color. The funny thing was, I was able to order the paint color from a local company, but they aren't allowed to sell it without the license, which was weird. Shout out to Fleer when I used to work there.
That not.
Those in Judge Noises, can you get, all you have to do is hit the pound.
Oh, okay. No,
In
no,
case-
that- Okay. I can-
It was called
absolutely nothing
desert
about
sand.
Yeah, so
it. Zoom
that's,
came in after I was gone. I've never,
man, I'm not doing that.
I have no idea. I not do it.
I not do.
Oh, I'm having a recollection, but I
Oh,
can't
gosh,
remember all of
gosh.
it. Damn it. Them talking is reminding me what I was going to talk about. It's something to do with the CPS case. I know it. My brain's fucked. The chase today, did anybody else watch that chase earlier today? Fucked my whole day up. My whole day fucked up because of that chase earlier today. Also, this guy has, oh, there's her blanket. Look at her little work blanket. I love it. It looks like a dead fox is hanging out the back. That's funny, Lisa. Judge came from the back end. That's what she said. How did the chase end? She got away, but I don't think she got away, right? Because let's say she even just barely knows the person that she was with. That person got arrested. They gonna rat on her. If they don't, that's a ride or die. Okay, that's a great ride or die person. But I feel like the likelihood of that person not snitching almost 0.0, right? Like just 0.0. Yeah, I figured that. I was just trying to make a butt joke.
Morning, Miss Patrick. Morning, Your Honor.
This is her.
She might have got away, but they know who she is, or they know her nickname. They know how to track her down, is my point. Maybe they could leave. And yeah, somebody put in the Credence and Mikey link. That's where we watched it, obviously, with our boys.
In the middle of page 1, Lynette Parker Moody versus.
For the record, this matter is before the court on the plaintiff's motion to modify spousal support or alimony. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom.
All right. First of all, very interesting. Hey, listen, I also, Sherry, do you know what I've taught my daughter? It seems like the silliest lesson that I had to teach her, but I literally drilled into her, like, you do not speak to anybody. You just ask to call me or a lawyer. Those are your 2 calls. And I drilled into her. I was like, now do you call your dad? And she's like, no, no. I'm like, that's right. Who do you call? Me. Because what's your dad? I didn't say that part to her, but he's an idiot. So we call mama.
Ma'am, it appears that Lynette Parker Ludi is present on the Polycom. Is Franti Ludi present on audio?
Yes, I am.
Right. Good morning, Mr. Ludi.
Good
The
morning.
two of you have conferred with Ms. Patrick from the front of the court. Ms. Patrick has recommended that spousal support be modified to be $350 per month commencing May 1st of 2024.
Did he say $350? Yeah, I mean, I've told all of them to call me, but I tried to explain to them. I'm like, girl, oh, I remember now. Remember when I said I couldn't remember what I was thinking about? I remember now. So, side note, let's meander down this path for a minute. The video from yesterday is not nearly as scarring as the video that I was reminded of when talking about that. Kim's court, probably 3, 4, 5 years ago. Chris, are you serious? Oh my God, I love you so much. Saving my fucking month. I love you, Chris. You are the best. Anyways, so the whole point is, probably 3 or 4 years ago during Judge Kim's court, there was literally this kid that flipped out during court, and he was having an absolute breakdown, and Judge Kim was being such a dick about it, allegedly. And he made them take the computer back to the kid's cell while he was being held down by multiple, like, correctional agents. And he proceeded to have the Zoom hearing with that. And the kid was literally freaking out. And I was personally freaking out at my home. I was just like, there's something wrong here. Like, this is very fucked up. And I recorded it. And I would show people that. And I this was my mistake, because I'd be trying to get people into court, like watching court with me, and I'd be like, watch this clip. And I'm not joking. I think I made multiple people cry watching that clip. They were horrified. It was actually bordering on scarring. It was unacceptable. The judge should not have done that. If I could speak to Judge Kim face to face right now, I would speak to him about that. Still remember it. Poor kid. I don't have any visual imagery, but I guess the sound or the feeling that I had, I still remember, and I remember just being not okay. Just very sad. And I remember thinking, like, now I'm thinking to myself, is that 3 iPhones ago or 4 iPhones ago? Like, I'm sure it's in an iPhone that I still own because I was screen recording off an iPhone back then. But um, yeah, I just think that's the type of thing that they didn't want us to see that we did see, and I just thought it was just a bad. It was a bad situation. It was a bad situation. You know, I can't do that. I can picture a red apple as best as I can picture that kid being tortured in his cell. Hi, big booty starfish. It was no, it was worse. It was actually worse. It was very, you could tell this child was in the middle of a traumatic episode. It was a child. This was a child in the middle of a traumatic episode, and the judge perpetuated it. It was almost bullying. Like, it felt very much like bullying. Like, didn't feel good. Didn't feel good. You know, when you see somebody get in trouble and it feels good, or you see a parent get in trouble and you're like, yeah, fuck you. You need to be better. It didn't feel like that. It felt icky. It was like, I don't think you should feel good about that one. Like, he wasn't going home and talking about that at the dinner table. But, and the reason I thought of it was somehow I was. I was showing that clip to everybody, and they were horrified. Like, everybody was horrified by that. And I remember, for example, my ex-boyfriend, who I live with now, but we're not together. I remember showing him it and being like, "Do you see this? Do you see this?" And he's like, "Why would you show me that? Why?" And I was like, I don't really know. I mean, to me, this was intense. It was, I'll try and find it. I mean, I don't think it's there. I think they took that episode down. I remember it distinctly, though. It was a white kid. He was older, a teenager. His parents had lost all control. It was sad.
Spouse support right now is $141 a month. Of course, your spouse support obligation is for 20 years. Mr. Ludi, that 20 years cannot be changed, but however, the amount is subject to modification per your judgment of divorce. Ms. Ludi is advising that she's had some increased responsibilities. Obviously, a disabled adult child, I don't think that's a proper expense, Ms. Ludi, and I'm sure Ms. Patrick addressed that. In any event, Ms. Ludi, do you understand the recommendation?
The recommendation for,
$350 a month, beginning May 1st.
yes,
Are you asking the court to adopt that recommendation?
yes,
All right, Mr. Ludi, do you understand the recommendation?
Yes.
If adopted, it'll become an order of the court. And of course, if circumstances change, you can always file a petition to modify it or reduce it. Do you have any objection to the court adopting this recommendation this morning?
Well, I can't afford to pay it, so
Ms. Patrick, obviously you went through the.
But Vince, I've done 3 specific same-sex divorces that we covered. One we covered was really spicy. That might have been on the first channel. It was really, really spicy. They were fighting it out. Oh, there's been a couple. There's definitely been a couple that I remember, even in Texas, which I found really interesting. So the participants in this hearing are the judge, who's right here, the lady beside the judge, and a guy on the phone. Also, the lady down there, Mary Patrice Patrick, she's a lawyer. Mary Patrice? It's not very thoughtful. It's not very.
The expenses, the increased expense of Ms. Ludi as well as the income of Mr. Ludi, is that correct in coming to this recommendation?
I'll cover
That's
them all.
correct, Your Honor. Mr. Ludi currently has got a warrant for his arrest. It's been out there for 2 years. He hasn't made a payment in 3 or 4 years. I know that does not have anything to do.
Hold on, he showed up to court with a warrant for his arrest? Well, that's a +1 to Zoom court. I can guarantee your ass he wouldn't have shown up if he was going to get arrested.
with the motion in front of us. However, the majority of the conversation was about the fact that he has a warrant for his arrest. And he spoke to the friend of the court attorney several months back and was told to turn himself in. He's refusing to do that. So at this point, I believe that he can afford the $350 based on the information that Ms. Ludi has provided for me over the several years of him taking vacations and trips and things like that. So that is the basis of my recommendation.
Okay. Is there any merit in referring it to any type of formal investigation where they have to submit receipts, pay stubs, things of that nature, Ms. Patrick?
So just to answer your question here, Sherry, Mr. Moody is already divorced. There was a 20-year order for spousal support that Miss Lynette Parker Ludi is trying to increase. So there was a bar on the time frame that they could increase, but not the amount. And so that is why they are coming to the court. She's saying, hey, he hasn't paid in over 2 years. There's an arrest warrant out for him. And he is saying that he needed clarity. Chris, I love you. He needed clarity and some Tim Hortons coffee. That's what I need in my life, baby. Yeah, right. Solves the jurisdiction question. So it's just the acquaintance. We're like friends with benefits. Interesting to me. What is the judge going to say? Will he say, ladies and gentlemen, put your votes in the chat now. If you think the judge will say, go to jail today, put a 1 in the chat. If you think he will pussyfoot around it, avoid the question, put a 2 in the chat. 1 in the chat if you think that the judge will say, report to jail today. Or a 2 in the chat if you think he's going to forget, he's going to be a regular ass judge, he's just going to get on with things. K Crimson is helping us out here, starting it out with a 0. What does that even mean? That just means bacon? Does that mean bacon? Billy's going to Braunlich. I think here's what I think before I answer the rest of your guys's. But I mean, seriously, look at this. Oh my God. We want a 50-50 split here. We going for a 50-50 split. Thank you, Marty. Vicky's saying, go to jail. Heidi's saying, nope, nope, nope. MB's saying, nope, nope, nope. I think that he is going to mention it and then forget it. That is my theory, is that he's going to say something about it really quick right now, and then he is going to forget about it. And it will end up being a number 2. All right. Let's see. No more bad.
Or is that not necessary?
Your Honor, that would be great. However, I don't believe Mr. Ludi will do that. As I stated, for the last 2 to 3 years, he refuses to contact the friend of the court in Monroe County. He will not tell us anything about his income. He just basically has been ignoring us for the last 3 years.
And Ms. Patrick, you would agree that the allegation, Ms. Louis, that she now is care for a disabled adult child is irrelevant to this request?
I do believe we did discuss that, and I told her, she's an adult now. Mr. Ludi also brought up that fact, and I said that really doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing. So it's more so based on her expenses than on the adult daughter.
Did you also review the income of Ms. Ludi? Did she provide you with any information regarding her income?
She has done that in the past, Your Honor. She is on assistance, and so that's another reason why we had to be careful with how much we put on there, because we don't want it affecting her insurance and her assistance that she receives from DHHS.
Child support should not be included in those numbers, in my personal opinion. I think that's unacceptable.
Okay. Right to Mr. Ludi, obviously it's difficult when you've not been forthcoming about your finances. It's pretty hard to address this matter when you're not forthcoming about those financial matters. Do you want to hire an attorney, Mr. Ludi?
Well, Your Honor, I haven't been working. I was in a car accident in November of 2022. So I've been going through that ordeal.
Well,
Mr. Ludi, wait, let me get my excuse counter. Please, if you're new here, I have this special excuse counter that I use for when people start bitching about why they can't do what they gotta do. So wait, I think it was 2, but let's go ahead and see. We'll go back. There we go.
2022. So I've been going through that ordeal.
well, Mr.
Oh wait, he said
Want to hire an
car.
attorney, Mr. Ludi?
Here we go.
Well, Your Honor, I haven't been working. I was in a car accident in November of 2022. So I've been going through that ordeal.
Well, Mr.
I can't work because my blood pressure is way above normal. So
Can Mr. Ludi?
I don't mean to laugh. It's just that was on my bingo card. That has been on my bingo card for so long, and I haven't been able to clear. My blood pressure's too high. So sorry. It's not funny. It is not funny, but it is actually really funny. We're at 3. Oh shit.
2 comments. First of all, if you can't work, you need to apply for Social Security. Have you applied for Social Security?
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
What do you mean trying to do? Either you have applied or you've not.
No, I've been looking into it. I've been looking
Okay,
into it.
well, think about it. Well, Mr. Ludi, you're sitting on your hands. Number one, when you're not working, you need to come and talk in front of the court. Explain your circumstances. Say, I can't work. I've got these medical issues. Provide some medical reports. File a motion to reduce your spouse's support. You've been sitting on your hands and taking no action whatsoever. So shame on you. And then secondly, you need to file for Social Security if you cannot work. You need to have medical documentation that you are incapable of employment. If in front of the court is a 4-page list of employers that are screwing for employees, you get a job at a clerk at a gas station, you can just sit behind a window. It was not going to affect your blood pressure, Mr. Rudy. There's a lot of jobs out there. So at this point in time, the court's going to adopt this recommendation. Your support's going to increase to $350 a month beginning May 1st, which is going to force you.
Oh shit, he lost. He just fucking decided. He just literally raised it. Chris, right? You got high blood pressure too. Fuck. Judge just like, what? Oh no, Pokeroo, you're not allowed to work anymore. Yeah, right. Exactly, right? Oh my god.
If you have a problem with this, you need to file a motion to reduce it. You got to be proactive, Mr. Ludi. Otherwise, you're going to get buried by this obligation. It's not going to go away. It's going to increase. You got a bench warrant. You need to come into the front of the, put some money together, come in and talk in front of the court, ask the bench warrant to be canceled, and file a motion to modify spousal support to reduce it. But right now, you're not being proactive. And that works against you, Mr. Ludi. You need to be forthright in your finances and be proactive. So if you want this bench warrant, you're going to be stopped for speeding or something, and you're going to be sitting in jail for a period of time, Mr. Ludi. I'm just suggesting you be proactive. Stop sitting on your hands, come down and talk with the front of the court, and with that, you should obviously bring down a sum of money. Now, Ms. Patrick, how much are the arrearages, approximately?
Your Honor, the arrears on this account are $5,185.88. As I
Oh, I was hoping for it to be more. Be safe, Chris. Get home soon. We'll be here. I think a reminder, this is not child support, this is spousal support, and he already agreed to this in his divorce.
stated, we have not received a payment since September of 2021.
Okay. Mr. Ludi, if you've been paying all along, Mr. Ludi probably would not have filed this motion for an increase.
Unknown caller? No, it's hold on, where is my phone? Oh, now we have a real problem.
Your spouse sports is basically doubling now. It's doubling because of, and if you put yourself in this situation, you force her to file this motion. So the court's encouraging you, be proactive. Get some money together, you try to get $1,000 together, come down to the front of the court, talk with the front of the court, and the court will be inclined to cancel that bench warrant, get you back on track. You can pick up a form. You can file your own motion like Mr. Woody did to reduce spousal support. And then again, once you pay off these verges, that may cause Ms. Ludi to consider, reducing it back to where it is right now. But right now she's struggling because you're not paying the spouse. Hey, you had an attorney at the divorce, as I recall. Let me look at the judgment of divorce. You did not, but this is something you agreed to. The spousal support. Do you have any questions, Mr. Ludi?
He'll be paying her for 20 years and getting no pussy, but maybe he'll be paying, he was already getting no pussy.
No, well, man, I didn't agree to the spousal support, but no, I don't have any questions.
Hold on, you didn't agree to it?
Motion.
There was a judgment divorce entered. You did not object. You mediated with Mr. Pratt back in August of 2020. An agreement was placed upon the record. You agreed at that part of settlement to agree for $141 a month for 20 years. The duration is not modifiable, but the amount is modifiable. You agreed. That was not ordered by this court. I simply adopted your agreement, Mr. Ludi. Come on. So I'm telling you what you need to do. You need to, if you want to straighten out this matter, you need to get the $1,000 cash together. You come down in front of the court, pay that toward your verges. The court, and again, you should do that in the next month or so. And then pick up a packet, ask that the bench warrant be set aside, and pick up a packet to modify support. But with that, if you're going to modify spousal support, you need to provide documentation regarding your income. And I'm telling you right now, sitting at home, who's supporting you? Who's paying your bills right now if you're unemployed?
Say that again. I didn't.
Who's supporting you right now, Mr. Ludi?
Oh, I stay with my wife.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit. The plot fucking thickens. No, she can have a boyfriend. Spousal support doesn't always rest upon if a new spouse is involved. New fucking wife, as usual. Well, I feel very much less for him. $141 a month. All he had to do was keep this fucking paid. $140 a month. My cell phone bill is $112 a month. And yes, I've looked into it. It's cheap as it gets. Expensive in Canada for cell phones. I'm jealous about America. Y'all tell me about it. I know.
Well, you ask your wife to give you help you with these obligations. If you're choosing not to work there, you can come down. There's a lot of jobs available, Mr. Ludi. You just got to be proactive. With that, the court will adopt the recommendation, and that will conclude this hearing.
Thank you, Honor.
We both mailed copies to her. Thank you, Ms. Patrick. All right, you can both zoom out. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
That's nuts. I know. I've looked into it. I've talked about it. Here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. Normally I'm paying off a phone. I'm in a constant loop of paying off a phone that I've fucking bought from a phone company. But right now I don't, like, I'm free and clear. I could leave my cell phone bill and go into another cell phone plan. But I swear to God, Plans in Canada are very expensive. It's well known. We have some of the highest cell phone costs in the world. It sucks. But I will look into Mint if it's real. I only say that because there's a lot of things that they say that are, you know, that is true, Sean. So what would 112 Canadian dollars be US? Probably like 85, 90. It's still quite high though. It is like, but, and keep in mind, I've had the same cell phone number since I was 14. It's my only cell phone number that I've ever had, and I've paid the bill since then. Yeah. It's my longest engagement. You guys are assholes. You fucking assholes. Listen, the only thing that sustains me is that I am paid in US dollars. Okay, you understand? See, 99 bucks, that's still expensive. Oh my God. No. I know I can transfer the number. I have to different companies over the years. Like I've searched around for good cell phone plans. I used to work for AT&T. Cell phone support for Americans. I know how it works. It's just very expensive here. It's very expensive for some reason. The company is Virgin Mobile. Isn't it? I think that's who it is. Virgin. Now, I'm sure that a second line is cheaper. But I only have one. Okay, to Kirkham. I gotta hustle so I can pay my phone bill. No. I want to be in the picture. Oh, wow. 120 Canadian is 87.56. Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh, there's the judge. Slutty Mobile would be cheaper. I bet it would be. I used to be with Bell Mobility. Paul, my employer, YouTube Daddy, does not.
The second scheduling conference with Attorney Kelly.
I'm technically self-employed. I'm what they call a gig worker, I guess, or like I'm self-employed. So YouTube Daddy should have a fucking deal, shouldn't they, for all their YouTubes? Oh, Sherry, you're so sweet. I know, honestly, I'm actually thinking about like looking into getting a US cell phone plan. Anyways, intrusive thoughts. Intrusive thoughts. Oh, barely. I love you guys so much. Oh. Cheese and cell phones. We pay a lot for them here. What can I say? It's the C things in Canada.
Oh, I see.
It's just made a mistake in the scheduling.
Oh, there's an attorney on this?
Yes.
Ramos?
No, for
Oh,
Conley and
below
Couch.
that, okay.
Yeah. One moment. Please unmute Ms. Couch.
Hello there.
Okay, one moment so I can get the record open. The 37th Circuit Court is now in session with the Honorable Brian K. Kirkham presiding. It is Wednesday, June 26, 2024 at 8:34 a.m. and this is 2024 1372 DC. Zachary Conley versus Athena Couch. Attorney Michael Kelly for the plaintiff.
Okay. Good morning to both of you in this matter.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Couch, I'll tell you because you're not obviously an attorney, and mention that a scheduling conference is whereby the court sets in place various dates and procedures so that the case will proceed in an orderly fashion. And what I'll do is I will go to the plaintiff first, get input from the plaintiff, then I will go to you, and you have an opportunity to, at that point, have input.
We do. We call fake American cheese craft singles. I've talked about this before. In America, it's different. But cheese in America and cheese in Canada is way different price points. I'm still pining for my trip to Aldi in Florida last year. Oh my God. I mean, when a girl gets excited about Parmesan cheese, oh, yes, baby. I was like, they're only $2 for a bag. I know, but our shitty ass cheese here ain't that good either. Legal fiction, but it's 15 times the price, it seems. So it is just Canadian milk and dairy and cheese is structured by the government, the price point, and so it's very different than American. That's why I relate it to American government cheese, because we don't. No, they don't send cheese. So I'm getting really distracted now. Amazon won't send cheese as far as I'm aware. We also looked into me getting some Wisconsin cheese. They won't ship it. They're really tough to fucking. Oh, is this the same Kelly? That's so funny. Is that the same lawyer? Lucy, you are crazy. You're so smart. You remember all that shit. I don't know. In Costco here, we sell a cheese called Dubliner cheddar. It's really yummy. If you see that, you should buy it.
As well. So going to the plaintiff, Mr. Kelly, what do you believe the issues in dispute are in this case?
Your Honor, it's essentially, I think the parenting time moving forward, it's impacted.
It's impacted me. Mark has impacted me. Oh my God, Mark, you're so sweet. Oh my God. Woo! Thank you. I'm yelling. I'm whooping. You made me a whooper. Woo! Hold on. Wait. This. Thank you. Oh, just keep up. That's what she said. Thank you so much, Mark. You guys make sure that you have gifting turned on. Members only. Sunday. This Sunday, we are deep diving into. I'm gonna whisper it to you guys, so you can, if you want, get a sneak peek. The YouTube channel Healthy Junk Food, spelled HELLTHY, is the court case channel that we're going to be looking into this Sunday at members only. And Mark has brought 20 more people. Thank you, Mark. You're amazing. You're amazing. Seriously, amazeballs. So we are going to look into that on Sunday, this Sunday. I've already read through the court files. It's juicy. Plus, I love knowing how different YouTube channels work. It's like just a terrible, terrible addiction I have. Like YouTube court channels, all that kind of jazz. Thank you again, Mark. Let's keep going. We'll listen to the judge talk. And yeah, he's about 3.5 years older in this video, so it does make sense that he looks older. Oh no. No, Vince, we're mainstream, but like, adjacent. Mainstream adjacent, I would call us.
By the criminal case that is pending there in district court out of Calhoun County. He has bond conditions that affect his ability to communicate with mom. He doesn't have another hearing date in that matter until July 22nd. I think once that matter is resolved, it'll help us be able to form a final order moving forward. We do have a current parenting time order in place that is being exercised. So I think we're covered there until we can get the criminal matter resolved, which I would hope would take place sometime in July. I don't believe it's July 22nd is their next settlement conference date.
Okay. Well, so you're saying at this point, at least, that there may be an issue of parenting time?
I think just moving forward, the one we have now is an alternate weekend schedule, and a midweek schedule. I haven't talked to my client about whether he wants to keep that in place or expand it, but we haven't addressed holidays and other parenting time that would be included in a standard schedule if
Okay.
he were to
Okay,
simply.
I don't want to
keep
cut
that.
you off, but let's, I'm just asking, what is the issue in this matter? I don't need all of the background and everything else. I'm just trying to distill what the issues are. If it's parenting time, I'll mark that it's parenting time, and then we'll proceed on that basis. If it's custody support, we'll address that, but what you're saying appears like it's parenting time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Ms. Couch, is that your understanding that there may be a dispute on parenting time?
Yes, we have not come to an agreement on parenting time.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate your brevity there. Are you in need of discovery, Mr. Kelly?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll have to figure out child support. So we need to exchange income information. Otherwise, no.
Okay. Why don't I put discovery deadline as August 1? You should be able to disclose income between the parties prior to that time. I'll set August as the mediation date.
Hey, Mama.
Where the fuck was that? Did you guys hear that too? That was so loud and real that if you didn't hear that child just say, "Hey, mama, I need to go to a hospital." You heard it too? Okay, I'm good. I really thought that I hallucinated. I'm serious. I was like, oh, you're hearing babies in your mind. You need to go to a hospital, Paisley. Get down. All right, thank you. Sir Gillum.
Mr. Kelly, who would you recommend for a mediator?
Your Honor, I would have the court inquire Ms. Couch's.
Is that going on the record? Is that going on the record? All right, we gotta listen to that again. Oh, I remember Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. What did you say about it? Oh, Ramon. Oh, Ramon. No, I remember that movie exactly, Vince. Oh, snapped me right out of my little laughing fit there. Thank you. Because I begged so fucking long to rent that movie, and eventually I managed to sneak it. And then it didn't make a lot of sense to me because I was young, but now I get it. Anyways, I'm gonna back this up so we can listen to this child tell about his poop.
I'll set August as the mediation date.
Hey, Mama.
Mr. Kelly, who would you recommend for a mediator?
Your Honor, I would have the court inquire Ms. Couch's to her financial abilities, because if she's limited there, we'd probably need to go with like a citizens group or some other relatively discounted service.
Okay. Ms. Couch, what is your position as it relates to mediation?
I am not going to be able to pay for mediation.
Okay.
Hey, Mama.
Well, why don't I do this? I'll leave that up to you, Mr. Kelly, to come up if you can, if you have there are various agencies that will do it based upon on a income basis. So Ms. Couch, what they'll do is based upon your income, you may have to pay a minimal amount or maybe nothing, but I'll leave that up to Mr. Kelly to come up with with an entity or someone that can handle that.
Okay, thank you.
Court will set September 9th.
Do we have to go back? What happened? What did he do? Did he jump? I have to be honest, Lucy, I was a little bit concerned about my brain. Okay, last time because it makes me laugh so much.
Service.
Okay. Ms. Couch, what is your position as it relates to mediation?
I am not going to be able to pay for.
No.
I went back.
Why don't I put discovery deadline as August 1? You should be able to disclose income between the parties prior to that time. I'll set August as the mediation date.
Hey, Mama.
Mr. Kelly, who would you recommend for a mediator?
I pooped.
Your Honor, I would I have the court inquire Ms. Couch as to her financial abilities, because if she's limited there, we'd probably.
I didn't see his hand, but I still laughed. It's still very funny. We're skipping ahead though. I don't really like to hear Mr. Kelly talk. No offense, Mr. Kelly. You're annoying. Kid, yes. You, no.
9th as the settlement conference date. Parties are required to be present unless they've come to a full agreement prior to that time. That will be at 1:30 p.m. And we'll still do that over Zoom.
Hey, Mama.
Anything else, Mr. Kelly?
At this time, Your Honor, no.
Okay, Ms. Couch?
No, Your
Okay,
Honor.
Ms. Couch, I've prepared a case scheduling order. We'll send that out to you. You should get it this week or, well, probably beginning of next week. There are various dates in those orders and times which things must be exchanged. Witness lists, exhibit lists, et cetera. Make sure you pay attention to that, because if you do not comply with that, you would not be able to have individuals testify or submit other evidence in the form of exhibits if you haven't exchanged it pursuant to the case scheduling order. So I just drawing your attention, make sure that you comply with all of that. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, you're free to go. Have a good day.
Your Honor, could I get Ms. Couch's email address so I have a way of communicating with her?
Ms. Couch, if you don't want to put the email address out on the internet or put it out on again YouTube, you can contact Mr. Kelly's office and give him your email address. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Thank you. Let's move on. Let's go now to the FOC, the jail is here.
Put the baby in jail for pooping.
We're on the record, Jeff, so you can go ahead.
That's funny, but I gotta tell you something, Lucy, that I've heard some hot Mike moments, you know, not just hot Michael Kelly moments. I don't know. Terrible. Yeah, and that would totally ruin our fun.
Thank you. Before the court is Antoine Bell of case 062348DS. Mr. Bell is here today after failing to appear before referee Cruteau on February 15th, 2024. Bond is currently set at $502. This is the sixth bench warrant. He reports that he is employed at Flexingate. Last payment made on this account was in February of 2024. Front of the court recommends that a reasonable bond be set in this matter and it be scheduled for hearing on July 3rd, 2024 at 8:45 a.m. before this.
Mr. Bell, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to appear in a prior proceeding as a result of your failure to pay child support. Purpose of this hearing is to set a bond that would assure your attendance at the next hearing on July 13, 2024 at 8:45 a.m. You will get that notice in writing. Are you able to post a bond, sir?
No, not at this time, no.
Okay, do you wish to speak to the
To be
issue of
honest
bond?
with you, sir, that the balance on my child support should have been a lot lower because they took my taxes, my state taxes and my federal taxes for child support.
Okay, well, they may be, I'll tell you, with regard to taxes, sometimes that takes a while to catch up. So just because they took it.
The proof came to me from who had took the taxes like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I'll still tell you, it takes a lot longer than that for it to get paid over to the state and then accounted for. So it's not unusual. It takes multiple months for that to happen. So it's something that we'll have to look into, and we can address that at the hearing.
Also, buddy, I really hate to burst your bubble, but involuntary payments don't count in court like this. So when they take your taxes, that doesn't count as a payment by you. It counts as a payment against your balance, but it doesn't count as an actual voluntary payment in the same sense as if you had gone ahead and, well, it would be stupid for you to like borrow money and then upon your tax return and then pay that upfront to the mother, but she would get a lot quicker.
On the 3rd. What I'm going to do is, even though you have 6 bench warrants in this matter and haven't paid since February, obviously, if they've taken your taxes, the court's taking that in consideration. What I'm going to do is set your bond in the amount of $200. If you're able to post that, you'd be able to be released. Do you have any questions?
No, not at this time.
Okay, thank you. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chapman.
Sir.
Before the court is Kenneth Danbury of case 202029DS. Mr. Danbury is here today after failing to appear before this court on May 22nd, 2024. Bond is currently set at $6,329. This is the second bench warrant. He reports no employment. Last payment made on this account was in April of 2024. That was a $1,000 bond forfeiture. Front of the court recommends that a reasonable bond be set on this matter and it be scheduled for hearing on July 3rd, 2024 at 8:45 a.m. before this court.
Mr. Danbury, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to appear at a prior proceeding as a result of your failure to pay child support. Purpose of this hearing is to set a bond that would assure your attendance at the next hearing on July 3rd, 2024 at 8:45 a.m. You will get notice of that in writing. Are you able to post a bond, sir?
No, I don't have anything. I just wasn't aware of the court date. I would have came. I didn't get the paper. I've been at the same address 10 years. I'm not sure why I didn't get that. I got the paper saying I had the warrant. I didn't get the paper for the court date.
Well, Mr. Chapman, was this a case where the person already had a bond review and
It is, but he did appear at the subsequent hearing at the original bond review hearing, but that was adjourned and
okay,
then he failed to appear for that one.
okay. Well, you have a substantial arrearage in this matter, Mr. Danbury, so the court's taking that into consideration. Is your
Well,
second bench warrant, and you did not appear again for that particular hearing after it had been apparently adjourned in this particular matter, notwithstanding the fact that you had posted a pretty substantial bond previously.
Yeah,
What
my
I'm gonna
baby,
do is, my inclination would be to increase that, but I think what I'll do is I'll continue that prior amount. I'll set your bond in the amount of $1,000. If you're able to post that, you'd be able to be released. Do you have any questions?
yeah, can I say something though? The amount of the arrearages is me and her keep working time before she's gonna forgive everything. She gets mad and doesn't do it. Like, we were supposed to have that taken care of like 5 times now. It's not that I'm not paying, it's that we are keep working it out and then falling through.
No.
So it's not like I'm not trying or anything, it just appears that way here. That's
Well,
not the case.
all I can tell you, sir, she doesn't have to forgive the arrearage.
I understand,
Yeah,
but
if she doesn't, it doesn't matter what she says to you outside of court. If she doesn't forgive the arrearage when we're in court, then it doesn't exist. So it's unfortunate that maybe she's agreed to something she didn't, but that's all the court can do is enforce the order of the court.
but when things are okay, like I'm giving her money, I'm just not doing it here because we're gonna,
Okay, well, don't give her money, pay it into the state and then in front of the court, and then you'll get credit for it. Otherwise, you won't.
and she's the one who posted the bond for me last time.
Okay.
I don't have any way to,
Okay, I'm setting the bond in the amount of 1,000, so you're free to go. Have a good day.
never to get out.
Pay 1,000.
I'll not get out this high.
What are we doing?
Typically, that room D, they just get him out and
just
get the next one.
Booted him. I just fucking booted him out of the fucking meeting. Oh god. I know. I gave her $40 30 months ago. Isn't that enough?
Yeah, one more. Oh, there we go.
Now before the court is Joseph Beardsley of case 1763 DC.
Mr. Beardsley, if you don't have a beard, sir, will I be disappointed? Yeah, I'll be fucking devastated. Everything I know to be true about the world will be fucking shattered if your face doesn't pop up with a glorious beard. I feel like today is just gonna shatter my dream. Like, all I need to see on him is a beard, and I'm feeling it's not coming. That's what she said.
Mr. Beardsley is here today after failing to appear before referee Jordan on March 28th, 2022. Bond is currently set at $708. This is the first bench warrant. He reports that he is employed at Burger King. Last payment made on this account was on June 17th, 2024. That was through income withholding, which has been in effect since November of 2022. Front of the court recommends that the bond be canceled in this matter and the hearing be dismissed. I don't see a reason to schedule another hearing on this.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Beardsley, based upon the recommendation from the court will cancel your bond. That will allow your release, so you don't have to put up any money, and we're not setting another hearing at this point. So you'll be able to get out and get to work. I will tell you, it'll take about an hour for those orders to catch up so that I can sign them. before you'll be able
Okay.
to be released, okay?
I do have a question, sir. How would
Okay.
I go about, getting a DNA test done for her?
Okay, what you have to do is if you're gonna contest paternity, you have to file either a complaint or a motion for revocation of paternity under the Revocation of Paternity Act. And,
Okay.
and what happens if you file, I will tell you, all of the forms are online. If you go to like michiganlegalhelp.org,
Uh-huh.
they have all the forms that you need to fill out to do that. You'd you'd have a hearing at that time. You could request a DNA test. And if you know who the alleged father is, you'd want to identify that person. We could bring him in as a defendant as well and take care of the matter that way. But you're gonna have to move. I don't know how old the child is. Do you?
7 now.
Yeah.
7. 7 when good idea to check in on this. Oh my god. Why is that so funny to me? It's tragic. It's fucking terribly sad that he's questioning the fucking parentage of a 7-year-old, but it's like, does anybody just here comes the clown comment? Oh shit.
The problem is you can only do that for up to 3 years unless you have a really good reason for the delay. And I'll leave that up to you. You'll have to do some research to find out about that, but there is a 3-year statute of limitations on that.
Okay, I was
Okay.
not aware of that. Thank you, though.
Okay, thank you. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Okay. Were you really concerned it wasn't your kid? If your response to that is okay. 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 What the fuck is going on? That's true.
Thank you. Yep.
I have one bench warrant for the record.
Okay, go ahead.
Case 2012404 DP Harley Crago failed to appear for his referee hearing. Front of the court requests that a bench warrant issue in this matter pursuant to statute.
Court would issue a bench warrant for Mr. Crapo as a result of his failure to appear at his referee hearing. The court would set his bond in the amount of 25% of the outstanding arrears or $500, whichever is greater. And further, the court would assess court costs of $150.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Thank you. You too. See you, Jesus.
You're right.
$150 they just charged for that.
Let's go back to our other.
Oh,
We're gonna
yes,
go to
take
the
us
top of
there,
the list,
Jesus.
Judge. We're gonna
Take
do
us
this
there.
Procon and then just in order.
Today is
Can
fucking
you hear us, ma'am?
funny.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your patience. We're ready for your case now. So this is case number 2023.
Oh, did we notice the vocal fry on her? I hope we don't get hi mama. But did you notice the vocal fry on her? Yes. Yes. Yeah. I don't even think I can do it. Can I make the vocal fry that she just did? Yes. Yes. Hi mama, I pooped. I pooped. Hi mama.
3431 DM, Teresa Lumbert versus Jason Lumbert. It is Wednesday, June 26, 2024 at 8:52 a.m. Defendant is not here.
Good morning, Ms. Lumbert.
Good morning.
We're going to proceed. We're going to take some testimony from you. So we'll have you raise your right hand and we'll have you sworn in and then we will proceed.
Ma'am, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Ma'am, do you have the script
Yeah.
with you?
And me too, Vince. I don't even think I don't do it as often as a lot of people, but I do up talk a lot, I've noticed. But as soon as I learn about something, I see it everywhere. 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 I don't know who talks like that. I know what it is, but the way that I like exaggerate it, it makes me think like, who the fuck does that? Mark, what a great. Could somebody draw a comic? I can't draw, but somebody should draw atomic comic. Draw a comic about that. It's like yawning, but grosser. Is yawning bad? God, I'm learning so much.
That we would have provided you?
Yeah, the court papers that I had filled out and
We would have sent you a sheet that states what you had to testify to today. It's a pro-confessor hearing script.
no, I do not have that. I do not remember getting that.
Well, you would have got it with the hearing, with the notice for today's hearing. So if you receive the notice for today's hearing, you also receive the script as well. Well, we'll go ahead. In this matter, Ms. Lumbert, you filed a complaint seeking a divorce from the defendant, Jason Lumbert. And at the time that you filed that complaint, were all of the allegations true, and do they remain true today?
Yes,
You stated that you had been a resident of the county of Calhoun for at least 10 days in the state of Michigan for 180 days immediately preceding the filing of the complaint. Is that correct?
correct.
How do people even get these fucking angles on their camera? I just tried to do it. I just don't understand it. Every single day we come to this chat and we witness people doing ridiculous fucking angles on their fucking cameras. I don't understand it. I need some all dressed chips because I'm Canadian and that'll make me happy.
You state in the complaint as well that there has been a breakdown of the marital relationship to the extent the object of matrimony has been destroyed, and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is there any chance that you and the defendant would reconcile and live together as husband and wife?
No,
Are you currently pregnant?
no,
Have you had any communication with Mr. Lombard to know why he isn't here today?
just because we've been separated for 10 years, so I mean,
Okay.
everything's dealt with, been dealt
Okay.
with.
Okay, the court will find that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing, there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The file does appear to be in order. We have our time frame run. FOC has approved the entry of the judgment and the UCSO in this matter, so the court will sign those, which I have done now. Ma'am, you are divorced. Best of luck to you. I hope everything works out for you. You're free to go. Have a wonderful.
Let's have some F's in the chat for her divorce. It's such a happy day for her. Woo woo. F's in the chat. F's in the chat. I mean, I'll be honest, I was in 7 years before I got divorced, I think. Maybe more. The big D, big divorce. That's right, baby.
Day.
Thank you, you too.
All right. Let's go to our next scheduling for Ramos. Please unmute both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, thank you very much for your patience. This is case number 2024-1232 DM. Manley Ramos Jr. versus Brittany Ramos. It is Wednesday, June 26th, 2024 at 8:56 a.m.
In this matter, this is
These people fought. Oh my God. Sometimes I remember how long it's been since I've had sex, and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God.
before the court for a case scheduling conference in this matter. And the scheduling conference, what we do is the court puts in place various deadlines and processes so that the case would proceed in an orderly fashion. First, I'll go to Mr. Ramos because he's the plaintiff. Then, ma'am, I'll give you an opportunity to speak. So at this point, Mr. Ramos, what issues do you believe to be in dispute in the case?
Well, we have a scheduling issue as far as child time with the kids.
Okay, so parenting time is an issue.
Yep.
Okay. Is there any dispute relating to custody, child support, property division, spousal support, anything else?
Other than that, just custody.
Okay. Ma'am, in your mind, is there any of the other issues that I mentioned that you believe are in dispute? Property division, spousal support, or anything else?
So I do agree with the custody, just because he has asked for sole physical, which I disagree with that.
Okay, then you're not in agreement with custody if he's asked for it and you're not agreeable.
Correct.
Okay.
Our property division, we do have a home together. It's kind of in question as to what equitable,
Okay.
what's
I will
equitable for
put
me.
down that property.
Okay, and that.
Okay. There is a process whereby you can acquire information from the other side. It's called discovery. And what happens is you can, through various discovery tools, such as interrogatories, which are questions that need to be answered under oath. There's requests to admit. There's depositions if you had to have that. There's also opportunity to do again, a disclosure of various documents and other exhibits, things of that nature. And that would be under the discovery process. Are you in need of discovery, Mr. Ramos?
No.
Ms. Ramos?
No.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is, because you're early on in the case anyway, the court's going to give you some time for discovery in the event that you change your mind or decide that you need to. I'm going to put a discovery cutoff date as September 1, 2024. That means anything that you want to get discovered or you want to get any documents or information or whatever, you have to do it by September 1. I will set mediation for September. Mr. Ramos, is there anyone that you recommend to serve as a mediator in this case?
I know that's a hand now, but when I first looked at it, Vince, I swear to God, it looked like the shrimp emoji. And I was just like, that's unique. I would assume if you de-shelled it first, it could do something. Oh, God, I'm a fucking weirdo.
I don't have anybody in mind.
Okay, Ms. Ramos, do you have anyone?
No.
Okay. What we'll do is that the mediation clerk will then assign a mediator. They will get in contact with you, and then you'll have to set up a date in September. The mediator is a attorney mediator, so there's a cost associated with that. And the mediator will just basically delineate all that for you when they contact you. So the court will set October 7th as the settlement conference date. Parties are required to be present unless we come to a full agreement prior to that time. With that, Mr. Ramos, that'll be set for 1:30 p.m. Mr. Ramos, do you have any questions in this case?
No.
Okay, Ms. Ramos?
I just have a question on what exactly is a discovery.
Discovery is a process, matter we've given you to September 1. Up until September 1, you can acquire any information you want from the other side. So if you didn't know what Mr. Ramos made as far as income, you could send interrogatories to him, request for production of documents. You could have depositions if you thought, let's say he answered the interrogatories and he said, oh, I'm just throwing a figure, 40,000 a year, and you know he makes more than that. You can always do a deposition of his employer or do request for production of documents to his employer to get the correct information. And all I'm saying is up until September 1, you have to do all of that. So after September 1, the court's not going to extend that or allow you to get additional time because we're giving you, again, well in excess of 60 days to get that done, and you should be able to do it within that time. So that's what discovery is. It's just to get information. Let's say that he has a retirement account. You have no idea what it is or who the account's with. You can acquire that information by asking him or asking his employer that. So any information you need from the defendant, or in this case, the plaintiff, you would have to acquire that. Okay, anything else, ma'am?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay. We will send out a case scheduling order, which will set forth the various dates that I've given you today. There are other processes in place for disclosure of exhibits or witnesses. Make sure you pay attention to that because it has deadlines for that. If you do not disclose those pursuant to the case scheduling order, you may be barred from having those people testify or from having exhibits come in that you may need for your case. So pay attention to the scheduling order because if you miss those dates, it could jeopardize your case. Okay, anything else, Mr. Ramos? Anything else that you have, sir?
Oh, no, nothing.
Okay, Ms. Ramos, anything else?
That's all,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You're free to go. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Where's my weed?
All right, thank you. Let's move on to
I
the
can't
next
find
one.
it. Damn it.
This is the Robinson status conference. They got approval, so I think we should take the proofs.
I
All
found
right,
it.
please unmute both of you. One moment. All right, thank you very much for your patience. This is case number 2024-790 DM. Shannon Robinson versus Ben Robinson. It is Wednesday, June 26, 2024 at 9:04 a.m.
Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a status conference and where the court is attempting to, again, keep updated on what's happening in your case. I do note that we do have front of the court approval of the judgment and the UCSO, et cetera, in this matter. Ms. Robinson, tell me what's happening in the case or not happening that you're aware of.
Okay, I submitted the paperwork and got the approval. I had been emailing the court to try to figure out what I needed to do next. They said I needed to make a motion and submit the judgment of divorce and the uniform child support order from the friend of the court to the circuit court.
Well, let me check with, has Mr. Robinson approved and signed all of that paperwork?
Yes, he has.
Okay. Mr.
We've
Robinson,
been in agreement.
just to check, sir, you have approved the judgment in the Uniform Child Support Order, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're not disputing, you're not contesting anything, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Well, you won't have to, if he's approved it, you're not gonna have to submit it under a motion. You can simply
Okay.
submit it to the court. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take some proofs, some testimony from you, ma'am, today, and that will keep you from having to come back to court again. But what I'll do is have you raise your right hand, be sworn in, and then we'll take some testimony.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Ma'am, you submitted a complaint for divorce in this matter, seeking a divorce from the defendant. And at the time that you filed that, were all of the allegations in the complaint true, and do they remain true today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Had you, in fact, prior to filing, had you resided in Calhoun County for at least 10 days, in the state of Michigan for more than 180 days, immediately preceding the filing of the complaint?
Yes.
And you state in your complaint that there has been a breakdown of the marital relationship to the extent the object of matrimony have been destroyed, and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is there any chance that you and the defendant would reconcile and live together as husband and wife?
No, there's not.
Are you currently pregnant, ma'am?
No, I'm not.
Okay. The court will find that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a finding that there has been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The court will preserve the proofs. Your case is 106 days old. The court can't complete it in less than 180 days by statute. So I can't do that until that time. Ms. Robinson, I'd ask that you would submit to the court the original judgment of divorce and the Uniform Child Support Order and the judgment information form, the documents you submitted to the front of the court.
Travel safe, Mark. Thank you so much for your kind support this week. Love it and appreciate you. And hopefully we'll see you soon. Please do be safe while you travel for work. But we will be here. Bye.
Just submit those to the circuit court clerks, because the front of the court and the circuit court clerks are different offices. They don't communicate. So just because you submitted to one, they won't notify or give the documents to the other office. Okay.
Okay.
You submit those, and then after, on the 181st day, we'll be able to enter them, and you'll be divorced at that time, but you're not divorced until I actually sign that judgment.
Okay.
Okay.
Your Honor, just to be sure, we have approval to be exempt from the child or from the friend of the court services. Do I have to do anything additional?
You
for
have
that?
to, you have to submit the order to opt out and the, submit that so that I can sign that order too. That's,
Okay. So everything I've turned into the friend of the court, I'm going to submit to.
submit
your court.
to the circuit court clerk. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah,
Thank you, Your Honor.
here today, have another pro con. That's Rodriguez.
You guys are killing me today.
One moment, please. Just a moment.
Also, I can't remember who said it, but they described me the other day very
He's on
well.
mute, ma'am.
With the patience of a
You're still
flood.
muted.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Thank you very much for your patience. This is case number 2023-1520 DM. Shanika Rodriguez versus Francisco Rodriguez. It's Wednesday, June 26, 2020.
Pro confessor hearing in this case. I do note, I'm looking at the proposed judgment in this matter. And Mr. Rodriguez, it has what purports to be your signature. Did you sign that document, sir?
Yes,
And so you're not disputing and you're not contesting anything. Is that correct?
correct.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Rodriguez, we have to take some testimony from you.
Rebecca B. I think it's Rebecca B. That's my guess. I'm sticking to it. Patience of a flood, though. Seriously, right? I do have the patience of a flood. She just waits for nobody. I know. She surprised me. I got it. I got it. I got it. I fucking pay attention to you guys. I know your I know your colors. I know your pictures. I know your names. Is there? Oh, God. I don't notice that kind of shit.
So if you would, raise your right hand and be sworn in, then we'll proceed.
Ma'am, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And ma'am, do you have the script that we would have provided you that you need to?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can go through that now. You don't have to disclose your address though, so you can skip that part.
Okay. That's a divorce script, right?
Yes.
Okay. It says, my spouse and I were married on July 6, 2018 in Paw Paw, Michigan by a person duly authorized to perform marriages. I was a resident of the state of Michigan for at least 180 days and of Calhoun County for at least 10 days prior to filing the complaint for divorce, now before the court. The allegations in the complaint were true when I filed it and are still true today. My spouse and I ceased living together as husband and wife on February 16, 2021. There is one minor child born of this marriage, and I am not pregnant. There has been a breakdown of the marriage relationship to the extent that the bond of matrimony have been destroyed and there remains no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. If the court were not to grant a judgment of divorce, I would not resume a marital relationship with my spouse. I wish to have my maiden/former name of Morrison restored to me. The reason for the breakdown of the marriage is that there were too many issues that we couldn't solve, and those issues became unbearably stronger than our marriage. Some things were too difficult to let go of. As a result, I simply could not continue our marriage because of it. I then decided that it was best for us to file for divorce and go our separate ways for good, because it was evident that we were better off apart than we were together. I'm extremely happy that our child now gets to grow up in a toxic-free environment.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Court will find that the testimony does establish the statutory basis. There has been a showing there's been a breakdown of the marital relationship. The file does appear to be in order. The defendant has appeared, stated he does not contest and not dispute anything, and acknowledges that he had signed the judgment of divorce and the uniform child support order. The court has entered those. You are divorced. Best of luck to both of you. I hope everything works out. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Wow, he could barely handle that. I think I have one more. Jonathan, what time's your thing at? I can't remember. PM my time or 8 p.m. my time. Let's take a look. He did seem to be a little bit high, like a kite. 11 East, which is 9 minutes.
For the record, this matters before the court on the plaintiff's.
Okay, well, I think we should be done by then. What the fuck are hanging behind these ladies? Oh my goodness.
Motion for entry of a consent judgment. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. The President's Attorney Christina Hills representing the plaintiff Angela Zagar. And you're Angela Zagar, correct?
Yes, I am.
All right. And next to you is Brooke Zagar.
Correct.
Right. Good afternoon. Ms. Hills, the court would note that the 6 months statutory timeframe expires August 27th. So perhaps you can address that in your examination of the plaintiff, that she is asking the court to waive the balance of the waiting period and enter the judgment of divorce today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Ms. Angela and Ms. Brooke, can you both please raise your right hand to be sworn, please? Do you both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Sills, you can begin with
Are we
Ms.
getting
Angela.
the lesbian divorce we've always wanted today? I think that's what's happening right now. I'm looking to see if I can redirect.
Please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Angela, would you state your name for the record, please?
Angela Heather Zagar?
And you are the plaintiff in this case, correct?
Correct.
The time you filed your complaint for divorce, had you been a resident of Michigan for at least 180 days?
Yes.
And of Monroe County for at least 10 days?
Yes.
Is it true that there's been a breakdown of your marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there's no reasonable likelihood that your marriage can be preserved?
Yes.
Are either of you pregnant?
No.
Right. You have one minor child, Miles, who is age 7. Is that correct?
Correct.
There were no other children born to or adopted by you and Brooke?
No.
All right. And you are not asking for restoration of maiden name, is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And you're familiar with the proposed judgment which has been presented to the court?
Yes.
And you read that?
Yes.
And you signed it after you read it?
Correct.
Did you understand all of its terms?
I did.
Have you had all of your questions about that judgment answered?
Yes, I have.
Did you have enough time to think through all of these issues?
Yes.
Right. And you understand spousal support, or we also call it alimony, is barred as to both of you by the judgment of divorce.
Correct.
And
Yes.
you understand that means that once the judge signs that judgment, that neither one of you would be able to come back into court and ask for it, no matter what the change of circumstances.
Yes.
Right? Are you satisfied with my services on your behalf?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Are you asking the court to grant you a divorce?
Yes.
And you understand we're probably a couple of months shy of the end of the usual 6-month waiting period?
Yes.
All right. And you and Brooke are, you're pretty amicable with each other at this point?
Yes.
Okay. However, do you believe that it would be in Miles's best interest to end this litigation now and to be able to move on with your lives, both emotionally and financially?
Yes.
Right. Thank you. I have no further questions.
Thank you, Ms. Sills. Ms. Brooke, will you please state your name and the current mailing address for the record, please?
Yeah, Brooke Marie Zagar, 7914 Harding, Taylor.
Whoa, 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 what are you doing, Brooke? What are you doing? Stop talking to yourself. Nobody asked for that. What are you doing? Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. Oh my God. We were all just chilling. We were like, you guys are so cool. Life is good. Y'all be cool. Why are you fucking around?
Michigan.
Thank you. Ms. Brooke, do you understand that Ms. Sills, even though she's helping facilitate resolution of this matter, she technically represents Angela, your spouse, and her loyalties lie with Angela. Do you understand that?
Correct.
But you've signed your name to this proposed judgment approving the terms and conditions contained therein. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Did you do so freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you heard the testimony of Angela this afternoon, correct?
Yes, I did.
Is her testimony true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
You would agree that neither of you are currently pregnant and there's only one minor child of your relationship. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are you also asking the court to enter the judgment of divorce today rather than waiting till the end of August?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions for the court?
No.
Do you have any questions for Ms. Hills?
No.
Ms. Hills, do you have any questions of Ms. Brooke?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Very well. The court would like to thank and acknowledge Ms. Hills for her assistance in helping to facilitate amicable resolution. The court would applaud the two of you for reaching your own agreement, which is wonderful regarding custody and parenting time and so forth. Based upon the request of both parties, the court will in fact waive the balance of the waiting period. The judgment of divorce today. Ended this afternoon as well as claim filed in this case, court fiction has been established. Court further finds that there has been a breakdown of the marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there appears to be no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. Accordingly, it is ordered by this court that the marriage between the parties be and is hereby dissolved and judgment shall enter granting a divorce with bonds of matrimony. Good luck to both of you. That will conclude here. You can both zoom out. Have a good rest of the day and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you, Ms. Hills.
hot mic moment. I was waiting. I was like, what's gonna happen here? No hot mic moment, nothing. It was just a delightful evening. She was cute. I bet the other one is the one that carried the baby. MB, if we're being realistic. Motherhood sort of fucks you up a little bit. But maybe not. Anyways, I have set up this live to redirect over to Drunk Beaver Productions newest premiere. And it is starting in the next couple minutes. So let's keep the party going. Let's go hang out at Jonathan's. Leave him a like. Make sure you subscribe. Do all those things. We had a lot. Oh, look at my makeup smudging. Oh well, whatever. I really hope that each and every one of you has a great evening. Thanks for joining me here. I really appreciate it. I love it. Thank you all for all your generosity. Thank you all for being here. I love each and every one of you. Remember that. I love you. I'm proud of you. And I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you at Jonathan's. Let's go together. Okay, baby? Bye-bye.